My man Czar make tracks like this.
What's going on, y'all? I want to give you an overview of the Serpent Audio SB4001. This is their stereo bus compressor from the 500 series. D. Lyles came up and let me take a chance to check out his unit. SB4001 is a quad VCA bus compressor that's based off of some classic compressors. Now, they say that it's not modeled exactly after those classic British compressors, but it is inspired from it. And if you look carefully at the attack, release, and ratio times, you'll notice that it has a lot in common with certain classic compressors. However, the SB4001 has a lot of new tricks that the classic compressors don't have, which makes me a real fan of it. I'm going to start with the ratios. It's got a 1.5, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 for the ratio. A lot of bus compressors don't have the 1.5 ratio, and I find that to be very useful. But where it really gets interesting to me is the attack times. You've got 10 attack times ranging from 0.1 milliseconds up to 50 milliseconds. Again, that's a lot more attack times than most bus compressors give you. I always find myself going in between 10 milliseconds and 30 milliseconds on my attack times on bus compression. Moving on to the release times, this has a variable release that you can really dial in your release with, and going without that, you've got, zoom in here, you've got your typical 0.3, 0.6, and 1.2 second releases. It has 2 automatic releases, and the one that I really like is the first one. It's called a classic auto release, and what it does is it has a fast release time on the fast transient and slow release time on the long quiet passages. The second automatic release is a faster responding, more dynamic. So moving on, you've got a blend. So it's another thing that a lot of bus compressors don't have is the wet and dry. Really handy in today's use of a compressor. You've also got sidechain filters, which go from 60 Hertz, 90 Hertz, 120 Hertz, and then you also have a boost and a slope. So those are more than the typical filters for a bus compressor. Other than that, you've got your typical threshold and makeup gain. I'll say one of the most unique features is the grind button, and the grind mode, it adds a tube style harmonic overdrive to the signal, and in my opinion it gives it more of an extra layer of glue and clarity. It's a really nice feature to have, and I almost always find myself leaving it in this time that I've used it because of just what it adds to the signal. So there's an overview of the Serpent Audio SB4001. It is currently retailing for $12.95, and you can find out more about it at serpentaudio.com.